Hi, Pat again from Northwoods. Our final card is our brand new floral and egg grapevine wreath. So we'll pull out this set of cards, the final one. So this is what we'll be coloring. Okay, first thing we're going to do is, again, take 533 periwinkle blue, color all the way around the outside of the wreath and on the inside. But in this case, we're going to rough cut around the wreath, so you don't have to blend it out very far, just enough to give it a little color. So we'll take our wet paintbrush, and again at a 45-degree angle, just slightly work that color out, because again, we are going to cut close around it when we're done. So just a little bit of blending, but then on the inside, blend that all the way to the center. And again, so basically we're going from there to getting this desired look by just continuing to blend that color in towards the center, but just a little bit on the outside. Okay, next step, process yellow, 055. What I want you to do is to color the eggs that are shown in yellow, the leaves, and the flowers that are shown. So basically the center of the flowers, all of the leaves, and the eggs. Okay, next step, we'll take the Harvest Gold color, and we're going to put some of that over this far left egg, over the centers of the flowers. And then you'll take your wet paintbrush and pull that color out. And then just a little bit on the center of the daisies, there and there. Okay, ready. Next step. We're using Tombow 925. We're adding a little bit of that marker color over this egg and this egg, about half of it. Take your wet paintbrush and blend that color out over the yellow. Okay, now we're going to work with 3 different greens. We're going to use 195. We're going to color part of the remaining yellow egg and the rose leaves and blend that with the wet paintbrush. So basically this egg and then the rose leaves, and then also these little leaves here. The only thing we aren't going to do is we aren't going to put this color over the ferns and the ivy. And then clean your brush off, get that orange off, and then you're going to pull that color out with your wet paintbrush. So all of the littler leaves here, the rose leaves, this egg. So your desired look is like that. And the egg. Okay, next green we're going to use is a real springy green. We're going to use that over the fern leaves. So you can put a pretty generous amount of that on these fern leaves. It's a real light green. And then just blend that slightly with your wet paintbrush. And finally, we're going to use the marker color 249, a darker green, and add a little bit over all of these ivy leaves, here and here. And soften that slightly with the wet paintbrush. So basically that's giving you 3 different tones of green on your wreath. Okay, next step, we're going to use pink. 705, you're going to color your rose, part of your rose in that pink, part of your egg, this part of this rose, part of that rose, and then take your wet paintbrush Soften that, pull that out. And again, with the pink, if the marker color builds up, just clean it off and then go back and add more water to it. So it doesn't all look the same tone of pink. Okay. Now we're going to work with our grapevine wreath. We have two browns we're going to use, 947 and 977. I want you to take the fine end tip of the marker, and I want you to just make lines of the first brown, the 947. Doesn't matter what order you do this in, but do some lines of that over this image, just the grapevine part. And then go and take your 977, another brown, and again, randomly also go over the grapevine with the fine end tip. And then what you'll do when that's done is take your wet paintbrush, clean off the pink, soften that slightly. Now, if you find that it ends up just being all one color, isn't quite enough definition, let it dry and just go back, add a couple more lines of either one of the browns just to make it look a little bit more like a grapevine wreath. Two colors left. Next, we're going to do our turquoise color, 452, and you're going to color the remaining egg here. You're going to color these little forget-me-nots with that color part of the egg, the little forget-me-nots. And soften that with your wet paintbrush. And again, on these flowers, just a little bit of water on that just to make it a little softer. And the final color, we're going to now work with the ribbon and the bow. We'll take blue, really dark, pretty blue, 565, color just part of the bow and ribbon. You want to leave quite a bit of white still showing here. This marker has a lot of dye in it. Also, this tulip, you're going to add a little bit of that blue on that tulip, and then also this egg. And then take your wet paintbrush and pull that color out. Again, leaving some nice white highlights on that. Go here. Tulip. And again, you can continue to work that color as you go. And then also this egg down here. So when it's all said and done, this is what you get when you're done. Beautiful wreath. Now, from what we colored, you can see what I did is did a rough cut around this also. Just left a little bit of white showing all the way around the card. And then this time to mount the image, again, this is where you never want to get rid of your scrap papers, just to give it some kind of a fun background. What I did is I made kind of a orange and yellow checkered background paper that I'm going to mount this over to pull out the oranges and the yellows. And I'm going to use beautiful glitter paper from Best Creations, a purple glitter paper, to pull out more of the dark blue purples. And then a new saying we have for Easter. It will put like that, wishing you a happy Easter. So nice, love these vertical sayings because they're so versatile when you want a card to go a different direction. Again, from this point, you can add your glitters. You can use this beautiful new glitter Whisper for your purples. For the blue, you can use Chesapeake. You can add a little bit of lemon drop for your yellow. On orange, if you want to put a little bit of cotton candy on that, you've got pink. Again, petal pink. And finally, if you want to put a little bit of the fresh lime on there too. So you have completed our first class for the weekend that we had planned. Easter fun for everyone. Always we have a special gift for you, and I can't give this to you in person, but it comes with your kit, and Oscar will make sure you get it. What I had Jean Artisan do when we designed our classes is I had her draw special images to match your class. So this is a gift for you. It's 3 special stamps made especially for you that match our cards as a special thank you for taking our classes. So, wish we were here in person to tell you thank you. Paul and I send our very best to you. I can only wish you the best in the next coming days. We wish you good health. We are thinking of you, want you to stay healthy, and are sending our best thoughts and prayers to all of you, and hope we see you in the future soon. If not in person, maybe this is our new world for the time being. Thank you very much, and happy Easter.